Welcome back to another DIY Labs video tutorial. Let's do this. Have you seen people wearing face coverings in the supermarket, walking their dogs, driving, or at work, and you do not have one? In the next few minutes, I'll teach you how to make your own using common household items. This video will show you how to make 3 different face coverings to help prevent the spread of airborne illnesses based on the recent CDC guidelines. Face coverings can be fashionable, but you need to remember they should always be snug to your face, be secured by straps, have multiple layers of fabric for filtration, let you actually breathe, and can be easily cleaned without causing damage to them. Our first version of face covering can be done at home with no crafting experience. You will need a bandana, handkerchief, or piece of fabric, 2 rubber bands or hair ties, and an optional coffee filter, all of which can be found around the house. To start making the covering, spread out the piece of fabric. Next, take the spread fabric and fold it where the ends meet in the middle. To use the coffee filter, now is the time to insert it into the mask along the midline. Then fold the outside edges to ensure the filter is held securely. After folding the fabric, tuck the edges through the rubber bands, folding them under it to hold them in place. To wear the covering, place the covering over your nose and mouth, then put the rubber bands over your ears. You are now wearing the covering. Now for the t-shirt cutting method. For this mask, you will only need a t-shirt and scissors. Let's start off by spreading the t-shirt out on a flat surface, measuring approximately 6 to 7 inches from the bottom of the t-shirt, and cut it all the way to remove the bottom portion of the shirt. Now you will cut out a rectangle on each side. These will be your straps to secure the mask to your face. To get even rectangles, fold the shirt in half, leaving about 2 inches from side to side, and cut in about 6 inches from the top to the bottom. Now you have a completed t-shirt mask. For the last one, what we will be showing is a covering that requires sewing. You will need a sewing machine or needle and thread with fabric. To prepare the face covering body, take a piece of sturdy fabric and then cut it into an 8 by 16 inch rectangle. To create the ties for the covering, you can use elastic or fabric. Due to elastic shortages, we are using fabric. The fabric will need to be cut into strips that are approximately 2 by 15 inches. The process will be repeated to create 4 of these strips. For each of the strips, fold the outside edges together into the middle. To hold these folds, you can use pins or a warm iron. Then stitch down the center of the folded strips to secure the folds. Repeat this for the remaining 3 strips. To assemble the face covering, you are going to take your 8 by 16 inch piece of fabric and fold it in half to create a square. Make sure that if you are using a printed fabric to have the finished side inside. Then stitch the top together, leaving a 3 to 4 inch gap in the center. This is where you will place the coffee filter. When sewing the seam, make sure to allow for a 1/2 inch allowance. After sewing, take the seam allowance and fold it over. As in previous steps, you can use pins or a warm iron to hold into place. The seam allowance will need to be sewn in place. Remember not to sew the pocket opening or you will be unable to place a coffee filter within or flip it inside out. The next step will be sewing the ties into place. Place the tie made earlier inside the mask. Then align the end in the corner and sew down the seam to a tap. Place the second one through the covering the same way and place the end into the corner not already used. Repeat this process on the other side with the 2 remaining ties. The mask will then need to be turned inside out using the opening. To wear the covering, point the opening up toward your nose. Then take the bottom ties and securely tie them around your neck. Take the top ties and tie them tightly around your head to secure the covering to your face. You have now completed the sewn face covering. Regularly wash your face covering. A standard wash in the washing machine works well. You can add a splash of bleach to ensure further cleanliness, keeping in mind bleach can discolor your mask. As general reminders, you will want to wash your face coverings after each use to ensure cleanliness. A standard washing machine works well. You want to be careful not to touch your eyes, nose, or mouth when wearing or removing the face covering, and always wash your hands immediately after removing. If you enjoy this video and want to see more, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications of future videos.